Our third technical tool is called the moving average. And this is a very powerful technique that will assist you in determining when is a good time to buy a share and when is a good time to sell a share. It gives very specific signals for purchase and sale of shares and is very widely used and very, very helpful from a technical analysis point of view. By way of a simple example, let's first explain how the moving average works, and then let's once again go to the practical marketplace and have a look at an example. Let's assume that a share price is trading at 5 cents on one day. The following day it drops in price and trades at 4 cents as its closing price. It closes the following day at 3, 2, 1 cent, and then it recovers to 2 cents, 3 cents, 4 and 5 cents, and then starts falling again, 4 cents, 3 cents, and 2 cents. Now, if we were to plot on a graph that share price movement from 5, 4 to 3 to 2 and to 1 cent, it would be a very smooth movement down from 5 to 1 cent, a recovery back up to 5 cents, and then a drop back down again to 2 cents. Now, the moving average is a technique that is used to identify opportunities on that graph in which we would have done well to have bought the share and in which we would have done well to have sold the share. Now, for purposes of this exercise, because it's a very small example, I'm going to choose a 3-day moving average. In other words, I'm going to be working with 3 days worth of data at a time. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a column which is going to be called a moving total. And because I'm choosing 3 days at a time, it will be a 3-day moving total. So I'm going to take the first 3 prices and I'm going to add them together. 5 and 4 and 3 gives me a total of 12, and I put that 12-cent total alongside the last day of the 3. I then take the next batch of 3 days, ignoring the first day. I've got a price of 4 cents, 3 cents, and 2 cents, and those 3 add together to give me a total of 9 cents. I then cut out the first day and take the next batch of 3, 3, 2, and 1 gives me a moving total of 6 cents. 2, 1, and 2 gives me a moving total of 5 cents. 1, 2, and 3 gives me a moving total of 6 cents again. 2, 3, and 4 gives me a total of 9. 3, 4, and 5 gives a total of 12. 4, 5, and 4 gives a total of 13, and 5, 4, and 3 again gives a total of 12. 4, 3, and 2 finally gives us a total of 9. Now, the next step is the crucial one. This is called the moving average technique. What we now need to do is we need to average out these total share prices in order to find the average for the 3 days. So logically, to find the 3-day moving average, I would divide each of these totals by 3 because inherent in every one of those totals is 3 days worth of prices. I divide 12 by 3 to get an average price of 4 for those 3 days. I divide 9 by 3 to get an average of 3 cents for those 3 days, 6 by 3 to get an average of 2 cents, 5 by 3 to get an average of 1.67 cents, 6 by 3 again to get 2, 9 by 3 gives me 3, 12 by 3 gives me 4, 13 by 3 gives me 4.33, 12 by 3 gives again 4, and 9 by 3 gives 3. Now these figures, which are the moving average figures, can now be superimposed onto this graph. So I'm going to draw the moving average onto the same graph as the price appears. And let's see what happens. Let's assume that the price was 5 cents on the Monday. It then went to 4 cents on the Tuesday, and now on the Wednesday is trading at 3 cents. This is the first day in which we have a moving average. In other words, on the day in which the price was 3 cents, the moving average value was 4 cents. So on that Wednesday, I would plot 4 cents for that day as the moving average amount. The price now drops down to 2 cents on the Thursday, and on that day, the moving average is above that point at 3 cents. The price now on the Friday goes down to 1 cent, And on that day, the moving average amount was 2 cents. Now notice a very important pattern emerging here. And that is that when the price of the share is dropping, the price line lies below its moving average. An interesting thing now happens on the the close of trade on the next week, which is the Monday of that week. The share price now recovers from 1 cent up to 2 cents. And have a look at the moving average. For the first time, we see that the moving average has fallen below its price line because it's still carrying that low price from the previous day's trading. So the moving average for the first time now at 1.67 falls below the price. As the price goes up from 2 cents to 3 cents on the following day, the moving average moves up, yes, but it still lies below the price at 2 cents. The price goes up the next day to 4 cents, and the moving average lags behind at 3 cents. The price goes up to 5 cents, and the moving average is at 4 cents. This gives us a very important formation, and that is that where the share price is rising, the moving average falls below its price. Then, as we would expect, the share price from 5 drops down to 4 cents. From that day to that day, it drops to 4 cents. And once again, the moving average now, carrying yesterday's high price, rises above the share price and is currently at 4.33, which is higher than the share price of 4. So once again, as the share price starts falling, the moving average lies above the share price. Now, this gives us a very, very powerful indication of when to buy and when to sell the share. Let's have a look. If we were to connect the dots on the moving average, and again noting that as the price is dropping, it lies below the moving average. As the price rises, it lies above the moving average. The point that we're interested in is the point of intersection, because at that point where the share price cuts up through the moving average, we now have a sign that the share is recovering. We have a signal to buy the share at that level. The share price recovers and then comes off, cuts down through its moving average, and at that point we have a signal to sell the share. In other words, we have an indication, a signal of both the purchase and the sale of that share, such that we are invested in the share when it's rising, and therefore so that we are disinvested in the share when it comes off and starts falling. Let's now turn our attention to a practical example in the marketplace and see the moving average in practice.